All right, so just take a seat on your mat. Find a comfortable cross-legged position if that's comfortable. Otherwise, you can sit with your legs out in front of you or out to the side, whatever works. And let's just take a moment to set an intention or a dedication for our practice today. Holding in your mind something that you want to give your energy to. Okay, let's go ahead and lay on our backs, draw your knees in towards your chest. Let's start by grabbing onto your knees with your hands and just draw a little circle with your knees and massaging the edges of your sacrum, that plate area between your hip bones, your tailbone, your lower back. And just begin turning your breath into an inward breath, breathing through the nose. Long inhale, long exhale. And just letting these subtle movements in the breath bring your awareness into your body. And then give yourself a hug, let your knees separate, hip distance, rock side to side. Give yourself a little massage. Notice what you feel, just the shoulder blades, backs of the hips, where you're feeling some sensation. And then clasp your hands together, place them around the right knee, straighten the left leg out, and then let the right knee open out into your natural hip turn out. Flex the left foot, and then draw your right knee up towards your right shoulder, and take your right ankle for a little spin. And then bring the knee across the body, extend the right arm out. Big stretch here. I like to reach up a little bit with that right hand. Then turn your gaze to look at the thumb of the right hand. Breathe into that openness. And come on back to center. Switch your legs around. Clasp your hands around your left knee. Straighten your right leg. Let the left knee open out into your natural hip turn out. Pull it towards your left shoulder. Flex the right foot and take your left ankle for a spin. And bring the knee across the body. Extend the left arm out. Look to the thumb of the left hand. Big stretch. And come on back to center, draw your knees in. Let's rock end to end, neck to tailbone. And come on up to a seated position. Place your right toes behind your left heel. Hands behind your back. Just sit up nice and tall. Maybe even lift your sits bones off the mat so the crown of the head reaches skyward, the knees relax, heading to the floor. And then set yourself down, hands out in front, hollow out the belly. Curl over that little beach ball in your lap and curl the nose down towards the toes. And then inhale, lift the back of the heart up through the shoulder blades. So really activate the back side of the body, up, hollowing out the belly. Come on up and switch your feet around, left toes behind the right heel. This time hands behind hips, sit up tall. Again, maybe even lift yourself up off the mat so that your knees can hang heavy, your hips can be soft. And then go ahead and set yourself down. Hands out in front, hollow out the belly, curl over the ball, point the nose towards the toes. And then inhale the back of the heart up through your shoulder blades, hollowing out the belly. And come on up. And swing your legs around, find your way to your hands and knees. Plant your palms underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. And let's just do a couple cat-cows at our own pace. I like to hold for a breath or two in each, but go with your own pace, go with what feels good. Just take inventory as you go with the breath. Then come on back into neutral, long straight spine, navel drawing up into the spine so you're strong through the core, pressing through the palms. Lift that right heel up to the right hip, the left arm to the left ear. So making a table out of your body here, nice and strong. And then point the toes, lift the fingers and the toes in the gaze, so create an arc through the back side of the body. And then come on back to your neutral place, navel reaching up into the spine. Then swing that right leg out to the right and that left arm out to the left without letting your hips or shoulders move. So really engaging through the body, especially the core, maybe your left side. And then bring that leg back to center, that arm back to center. And again, point the toes, lift the fingers, the toes, and the gaze. Really activate the back of the body. And then come on back into neutral. Then bring the right leg out to the right, the left arm out to the left. Again, nice and stable, strong through your core. Bring it back to center. One last time, point the toes, lift the fingers, the toes, and the gaze. And then plant the right knee underneath the right hip. Reach the left armpit close to that right knee. And roll that left ear to the mat, that left shoulder down, and reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Breathing into the twist here, you can move that right hand to the outer edge of your left hip if you'd like. And just be mindful of your neck. You can always sit back towards your heels if your neck is feeling a little tension. Okay, come on back to your hands and knees. Plant your hands back underneath your shoulders, knees back underneath your hips. We'll do that same sequence on the left side. So lift the left leg up, hip height. Flex the foot and reach the right arm to the right ear. Draw the gaze down to the mat and lift your navel up into your spine. Nice and strong here. Then point the toes with the fingers, the toes, and the gaze. And then back to your neutral, strong spine. And then swing that left leg out to the left, the right arm out to the right without moving the hips or shoulders. So you're really supporting yourself through your core. And then bring the leg back to center. Point the toes at the fingers, the toes, and the gaze. And then come back to your neutral position. Flex the foot, bring that left leg out to the left, the right arm out to the right. And then come on back to center. One more time, point the toes at the fingers, the toes, and the gaze. And then plant the left knee, reach the right armpit close to the left knee, roll up to the right ear, right shoulder, left arm skyward. Or if you like, you can wrap it around towards that right hip pocket. And breathe into the twist. And come on back to your hands and knees. Bring your knees together, turn your fingertips to face your knees, and reach your sits bones back towards your heels, stretching through the wrists and the forearms. And just go to wherever your edge is, where you can still breathe and you're semi-comfortable. And find a little movement, trying to get the circulation going in the wrists, the hands, the forearms. And then just sit up on your heels, clasp your hands, and give your hands a little roll. Switch direction. And let's wake up the feet. So you're going to turn your toes underneath you, so you're on the balls of the feet. And then reach your sits bones back towards your heels. If you can sit up on your heels, give that a go. If that feels uncomfortable, just keep your hands on the mat. Keep some weight in your arms so your feet don't get so much. You can also reach the arms up, big stretch. Get long through the torso. And then gently start rocking side to side and try to weight through all 10 toes as you go. This is really more about the feet than it is about the torso. So just trying to give a little extra stretch into the toes before we get into our chaturangas. And then put your hands to the mat, close to your knees. We're going to roll through the length of the foot. So starting with the toes and the balls of the feet over the arches, back towards the heels. Maybe find a little balance as you lift your toes. And then roll back forward. And just go nice and slow. Notice what you feel. We rely on our feet a lot. And in this yoga practice, they're really important in propelling us forward and supporting us. So stretching a little bit is a great idea. And the next time you roll forward, just walk your hands to the top of the mat, separate your knees hip distance, and we're going to take a little balasana. So putting the forehead on the mat as you reach the fingertips forward, long through the spine. And see if you can let your hips settle back towards your heels. And just get nice and soft here. And then come on, we're gonna just reach forward and find our way into a supported upward dog. So it's kind of a combination of cobra and upward dog where your thighs and knees are on the floor. Your hips are reaching towards your wrists, but you maybe don't let them drop all the way yet. Just see how your lower back is doing. Just get a heart opener. Concentrate on lifting the chest, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze, stretching through your throat, that Jalandhara Bandha, that energy lock for your throat and your waist. And then see if you can draw your chin towards your chest without moving your torso. And then bring your chin back up, neck back into neutral, and then look over your left shoulder. And then turn your gaze over your right shoulder. And come back to center. We're going to press back to Balasana, so separate your knees the width of the mat. Lower the chest down, forehead down, and let everything just sink into the mat for a couple breaths. And then come on up to your hands and knees and find your way up into your first downward dog of the day. And just walk in place. Bending one knee as you press the opposite heel towards the mat, waking up the back side of the legs, lengthening through the hamstring, through the calf. And just exploring edges. Do what feels good to you. You may want to do a little twist, go side to side. See what feels good to your body. And then slowly, just that same walking pace, walk your feet up towards your hands, separate your feet hip distance, bend your knees deeply so you're reaching your ribs towards your thighs, grab onto your elbows. Let the weight of the arms, the weight of the head, draw the spine long. Breathing into the spine. And release the arms, bend the knees. Let's round all the way up, one vertebrae at a time with the arms staying heavy. Roll the shoulders up towards the ears, press them back and down. Up towards the ears, back and down. And then just come onto the top of the mat if you're not there already. Set your feet together. And let's just take a moment to reconnect with that intention or dedication that you set at the very beginning of practice. And relink it to your breath. You can use your breath as a cue to remind you of that throughout your practice. So when you inhale, you remember that intention. You exhale, you send that energy out. It can be a great way of staying really engaged in your practice. And exhale your arms to your sides. Inhale the arms up. Palms join, look to the thumbs. Fold at the waist, drop the crown of the head towards the toes. Inhale, look forward, long spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step back into your first plank, and let's lower our knees towards the mat. So your body stays the same, your knees are lowered towards the mat. And then lower your chest down, nice and easy, elbows drawing towards the ribs. And then point your toes and lift your chest just using your back muscles. And then lower back down. Turn your toes back under. Press back to that hands and knees plank. And then press back up to downward dog. 5 breaths here. So that can be your variation of chaturanga if you'd like to do that. That's a great way of working on strengthening the shoulders and the core without really straining them as you progress in your practice. You decide. Nevertheless, it's a good one to do first thing. And exhale, bend the knees, look to the hands. Inhale, let's walk our feet up to the top of the mat. Lift the chin, long spine. Exhale, the head down. Inhale, return to standing, arms reaching, out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And again, inhale, arms reach up, look to the thumbs. Fold at the waist, drop the head. Inhale, long spine, look forward. Exhale, step back to your plank. You can take whatever variation of chaturanga you like. Elbows drawing towards the ribs as you lower down, one motion, and then lifting up in cobra or upward dog. And then pressing back to downward dog. Gaze to your belly. 5 Ujjayi breaths here. And exhale, bend the knees, lift to the hands. Inhale, you can step or jump your feet up. Lift the chin, long spine. Exhale, the head down. Inhale, return to standing, arms reaching out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And again, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold at the waist, drop the head towards the toes. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step or jump. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward dog or cobra. Pressing back to downward dog. Gaze to your belly. 5 Ujjayi breaths. So a good way to stay in touch with your breath is by watching your belly rise and fall. You see it rise and fall with the breath. You remember to link your breath with your intention, to use your breath as a tool to take inventory of what's going on in your body. And exhale, bend the knees up to the hands. Inhale, step or jump your feet up. Lift the chin, long spine. Exhale, the head down. Inhale, return to standing, arms reaching out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Last one. Inhale, arms reach up, look to the thumbs. Fold at the waist, drop the head towards the toes. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step or jump. Chaturanga Dandasana, elbows towards the ribs as you lower down, and then lift up, upward dog or cobra, and reach back. Downward dog. 5 Ujjayi breaths, long even breath. And exhale, bend the knees, lift to the hands. Inhale, step or jump your feet up. Lift the chin. Exhale, the head down. Inhale, return to standing, arms reaching out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So moving into Surya Namaskara B, we're going to do a few different variations as we progress. So bend the knees, sweep the arms up, look to your thumbs. Straighten and fold at the waist, drop the head towards the toes. Inhale, long spine, look forward. Exhale, plant the palms, step or jump. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward dog or cobra. Back to downward dog. Step the right foot up to the hands, let the left knee come down. You can turn the foot over or leave it on the ball of the foot, your choice. Reach the arms up and grab onto your left wrist with your right hand. Take your left wrist and see if you can pull it up with that right hand, so get extra long through the left side of the body. And then gently tip over to the right. You should feel a really great stretch running around your left hip from your left hip flexor up the left side of your body. So just breathe into that space. And lower the hands down. Pass through your Chaturanga Dandasana or hold plank if you're wanting a little bit of a break. Your choice, upward dog or cobra. Back to downward dog. Step the left foot forward, same thing on the left side. Drop that right knee, sweep the arms up, grab onto your right wrist, and then pull it up a little higher with the left hand. And then take a tip to the left. And breathe into the right side of your body. And lower the hands down, step back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward dog or cobra, or hold your plank. And back to downward dog. 5 breaths here. And exhale, bend the knees, look to the hands. Inhale, bring your feet up. Lift the chin, long spine. Exhale, the head down. Bend the knees so you're sitting over your heels as you reach the arms up, gaze to the thumbs. And return to standing. Second one. Bend the knees, reach up. Straighten and fold over, drop the head. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step or jump. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward dog or cobra. Back to downward dog. You can always add a push-up here if you like an extra push-up. Step forward with the right foot. Turn the left foot flat to the side. Reach the arms up. We're going to grab onto that left wrist again and do that same side stretch from a standing posture. So lift that left arm up. Get long and take a little tip to the right. Try to keep your hips and your feet and knees stable. So nothing moves except for your torso. And lower the hands down. Step back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward dog or cobra. Add an extra push-up if you'd like. Back to downward dog. Step the left foot forward. Right foot flat. Get your balance. Reach up. Grab onto that right wrist. Lift that right arm up longer. Tip over to the left. And send the breath into the right side of the body. Go ahead and release. Lower the hands down. Back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Adding that extra push-up if you like. And back to your downward dog. Gaze to the belly. And breathe. And exhale, bend the knees, look to the hands. Inhale, step or jump your feet up. Lift the chin. Exhale the head down. Bend the knees, sit over the heels, reach out. And come on back to standing. Third one, bend the knees. Reach up. Straighten and fold. Inhale, long spine, look forward. Exhale, plant the palms, step or jump. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Add a push-up whenever you want. Or just go back to downward dog, your choice. Step the right foot up to the hands, left foot flat to the side. Reach the arms up, gaze to your thumbs. And lower the hands back down. Back for your Chaturanga Dandasana. With extra push-ups if you'd like. Back to your downward dog. Left foot steps up this time. Get your balance, reach up. And lower the hands down. Back through Chaturanga push-up. Upward dog or cobra. Into your downward dog. Set your gaze on your belly. See if you can let it expand and contract. And exhale, bend your knees, lift your hands, bring your feet up. Lift the chin. Exhale the head down. Bend the knees, sit over the heels, reach up. Come back to standing. Last one. Bend the knees. Sweep the arms overhead. Straighten and fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step or jump. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward dog or cobra. Back to your downward dog. Right foot steps up, left foot flat. Sweep the arms overhead. I'm going to open out to B. Try to keep your right knee still as you open out to B. Big arm span. And sweep that right hand up, palm facing the sky, lightly resting the left hand on the left leg. Let it slide down as you reach back with that right hand. Gaze up to your pinky. And slowly straighten the right leg and reach back the right hand. And spiral the arms. Take your Chaturanga Dandasana. Back to downward dog. Transition to the left side. Step forward with the left foot, right foot flat. Reach the arms up, join the palms. Exhale it to B. Keep that left knee stable. Left palm towards the ceiling. Sweep the fingertips up. Lightly rest the right hand on the right leg. Bring that left arm over the left ear. And then slowly straighten that left leg as you reach back with the left hand. And then spiral the arms down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Push up or back to downward dog. And let's just take 5 breaths here. Really let the breath move through the body. Long inhale, equally long exhale. Lift that right leg up and point the toes towards the ceiling. Big, long stretch. And then bend the right knee at the right, at the right foot. We can't bend it at the right foot. And point the right foot to the left side of the mat. Really open that right hip. And then straighten the right leg, square up the hips, and see if you can touch your right knee to your left elbow while you put your shoulders over your elbows. Hold for breath. And sweep it back. Point the toes up. And then see if you can touch your right knee to your right elbow. Hold for a breath. And reach it back up. And one more time to that left elbow. And sweep it back up. And one more time to the right elbow. And sweep it back up. This time we're going to bring the right knee towards the left elbow. We're going to straighten the right leg to the outer edge of the right or the left side of your mat. Flatten that left foot and then reach the left arm skyward. And then bend your right knee and drop that left arm over the left ear. A little supported back bend. Let's see if we can turn this into a little bit more of a dynamic pose by straightening the right knee as you move that left hand towards your right toe, your right pinky toe, and then reach it back. Do this a few times at your own pace with the rhythm of your breath. The next time you end up back with your arm over your ear, we're going to put our hand to the mat instead of to our right pinky toe and sweep that right leg back up towards the sky. And we're going to step forward into Virabhadrasana A on the right side. So turn that left foot flat to the side, get your balance knee over the ankle. Reach the arms up. Palms joined together. More like over your knee rather than right over your head. If you do them over your knee, you can keep your neck long as you look up your arm to see your thumb. And make sure the knee is over the ankle. Then we're going to open out to Virabhadrasana B. So right arm to the front of the room, left arm to the back of the room. Keep that right knee stable, inner thighs engaged. So your knee is moving kind of towards your pinky toe. Outer edge of the left foot is rolling into the mat. Gaze is over the tip of the middle finger on the right hand. And then send that right palm towards the ceiling. Reach it up as you lightly rest that left hand on the left leg. And then straighten the right leg, bring the arms out back to that extended arm span. And reach out on the right leg into triangle pose. Right hand goes down, left arm comes on up. Tuck your tailbone in and lean your upper back and head back behind you a little bit. And then turn to look at the thumb of the left hand. Breathe. And drop that left arm over the left ear, long side stretch, gaze to your pinky. And then turn hands on either side of the right foot. Step the back foot up, get long through the spine. Come to your fingertips. So you can draw your right hip back in your stance. So you're squaring up your hips. And then just gently fold the torso over the leg, drop the crown of the head towards the foot. Starting to bend the right knee a little bit. If that feels better on your hamstring, just keep your knees nice and soft. I'm going to take the left hand and place it either inside or outside the right foot. If you have a prop, like a block or something, this is a great pose to use a block because you can get a little more height while keeping your hips really square. So you decide what works for you and what you've got available to you. Reaching the right arm either to the hip or you can reach it all the way up to the ceiling. Think about turning your head to look up at the thumb of the right hand, and then maybe leaning your upper back and head back behind you a little bit so they're in line with your hips. And then, of course, breathing. Breathing into the twist takes advantage of the posture and helps you grow into the pose. And lower the hands down. We're going to step to the back of the mat with the left foot. And we'll take the right hand inside the right foot and extend the left arm skyward. If anyone wants to move into the bind from here, simply bring your left hand behind your right lower hip, I guess. And then you're going to take your right hand and you can reach under your right thigh. Maybe you can grab onto your wrist or your hand, fingers, maybe even the back of your shirt. I like to take a little bit deeper bend here because it gives me a little more room for my bind. See what works for your body. You can turn your gaze up to look at the ceiling. And then slowly move that right leg a little bit towards straight and then a little bit towards bend. Make this a little bit of a dynamic pose for you, using the breath as your rhythm. And then wherever you are at the pose, whether you're bound or your hands down and up, go ahead and release the hands and find your way up into a high lunge, arms next to the ears. And let's drop that left knee almost to the mat and then tilt your pelvis forward. So we're really trying to activate that left hip flexor into the left quad, really taking your body weight into that quad, into your right quad, grounding down. And then press through the ball of the left foot and straighten the left leg as you reach with that long torso forward. Just keep aware of your knee. You don't want that knee to bend so it's over your toes. You want to keep it over your ankle and really just shift the weight. And then lower the hands down. We're going to drop the top of that left knee down, the top of the left foot down, hands to the thigh. And we're going to walk the toes forward and move into a little deeper hip flexor stretch. So letting that left hip press forward, but be soft and relaxed. Really use the breath to keep track of where you are, keep your body safe. And then take the hands to the mat next to the foot. We're going to reach our sits bones to the back of the mat and our right toes skyward and fold over that right leg. And this is one of those poses where your right knee should stay soft. You don't want to lock it out. So keep it soft and then your hamstring will kind of let you know where your stopping point is. You can either stay here or if you're one of my splitters, we can try the splits from here. Gently easing that right heel forward. I think Diane and Drew are my two splitters. I don't know if anyone else is working on it. But go ahead and move into your split if that's what you're doing. Otherwise, point your toe and press the sole of the foot to the mat. So shifting the stretch more from the back to the front of the foot, you should feel stretching on the top of the foot and up along the shin bone. If you're in the split, find your edge. I like to do kind of a rock side to side because it helps motivate my hip to open a little bit more as I go. And it just kind of loosens me up and helps me work with my breath. But do what works for you. And wherever you are, if you're a splitter, come on out. Everyone else is in a forward lunge. Go ahead and find your way back to a high lunge. So you're gonna lift that left knee up, lift that left heel up, take your high lunge. Then we're gonna take the right arm and draw a circle around our body and drop the right elbow over that right ear. Turn the pinky towards the floor and then turn your gaze up the arm to look to the pinky. You should feel a nice stretch in your right glute. And lower the hand down. We're going to step back to Chaturanga Dandasana. You can either hold in plank or you can take the Chaturanga push-up, your call. And press back to downward dog. Let's take a couple breaths here. Wipe the slate clean. Check in with your body. And then let's reach that left leg up. Point the toes towards the ceiling, big stretch. And then bend the left knee, point the toes towards the right side of your mat, opening that left hip. And then straighten the legs, square off the hips, and see if you can touch your left knee to your right elbow. Shoulders over your wrists. Hold for a breath. And then extend it back up towards the ceiling. Let's see if you can touch your left knee to your left elbow. Hold for a breath. And press it back towards the ceiling. And again, left knee, right elbow. And back up towards the ceiling. Left knee, left elbow. And back up towards the ceiling. And then instead of touching your elbow this time, bring your left knee towards your right elbow and straighten that left leg. Flatten the right foot and reach the right arm skyward. And then from here, see if you can drop it over your ear and bend the left knee. And then we're going to do a little dynamic move here. So straighten that left leg and see if you can point your right pinky on your right hand towards your left pinky toe on your left foot. And then come on back to your back bend. And just go at your own pace with your breath. Do this a few more times. Once you get back to your back bend part, we're going to go ahead and put our hand on the mat and sweep our left leg back up towards the sky. And then step forward with the left foot. Plant the right foot flat to the side. Get your balance. Reach your arms overhead for Virabhadrasana A. So hands are kind of over your knee. You're going to drop your shoulders. Draw your ribs together and down and your navel back so your core is really engaged and supported. I'm going to open out to Virabhadrasana B without moving that left knee. The right hip is going to open, left leg stays solid. Gaze over the tip of the middle finger. Take a peek and make sure your left knee is moving towards your left pinky toe. Left palm sweeps up towards the ceiling. Bend the left knee a little deeper and reach up with that left hand. Then go ahead and straighten that left leg. Widen that arm span and extend out into triangle pose. Left hand goes down, right arm comes up. See if you can tuck your tailbone, lean your upper back and head back behind you, and then look at the right thumb. And then drop the arm over the ear. Nice long side stretch, gaze on that pinky. Turn towards that left foot, hands on either side of the left foot. Step the back foot up so your feet are a little bit closer, get long through the spine, draw your left hip back. With a soft left knee, fold over that left leg. And then take that right hand and place it inside or outside the left foot or on your block or prop if that's what you're working with today. Left hand can go on your left hip, or you can open the left arm all the way up. The idea is to open your chest to the left side of the mat, keeping your hips stable, and turn your gaze to look at the thumb of the left hand. Working with your breath to see where you are, see how your body's doing. And then lower the hand down. We're going to step to the back of the mat with the right foot, place the left hand inside the left foot, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. So you're going to either stay here, or you're going to add on to the bind, bringing the right hand behind the back towards the left hip pocket, and the left arm can come under the left thigh. If you're staying in the full extended pose with your arm up, you can still make it dynamic by gently moving towards straight the left leg, and then moving back into your lunge position. So just play with the pose where you are, using your breath so you stay safe. Keep gathering information about what your body's doing as it's moving through the poses. And when you're ready, come on back to that lunge position. Unwind your arms and come all the way up into a high lunge, making a little bit shorter stance with your right heel lifted. Arms up next to your ears, and slowly drop that right knee down towards the mat and then tilt your pelvis forward. So very active pose. You should be feeling it in your right quad and your left quad, so you're really grounding down, supporting yourself. And press through the ball of the right foot. Get long through the right leg, long through the spine. Reaching forward, ribs are down, navel drawing you back. And then lower the hands down next to the foot. Drop the top of the right knee, top of the right foot. Come on up into your lunge position. You can walk your toes forward so that you end up in your hip flexor stretch with your knee on top of your ankle. And try to just be nice and soft through that hip flexor. Let it relax. And then place your hands on the mat next to your foot. We're going to send our sits bones to the back of the mat. Our left toes towards the sky, soft left knee, and fold over that left leg. Unless you're a splitter, and then from here, you're going to press that left heel forward into your split. Though if you're like me, my mat is too sticky to do that, so I have to help myself. So if you're a splitter, find where your body is with your breath. You can find some movement if you like. Just make sure you're breathing. If you're in the forward bend position, go ahead and switch the foot position to pointing the toe, pressing the sole of the foot to the mat. Shifting the location of the stretch. You should feel it. Use your breath to take a little inventory. And then everyone is going to come up from that forward bend and find your way back to your high lunge. You're going to be on the ball of the right foot. Yeah, right foot. We're going to take our left arm and circle around our body, up and over the left ear. Palm faces the floor, turn your gaze up the arm to look to the pinky. And breathe. And lower the hand down. Step back to your Chaturanga Dandasana. Down with control, lifting up Cobra or Upward Dog. Press back to Downward Dog. We're going to step forward with the right foot outside the right hand. So your right foot should be on the outside edge of the right side of your mat. And then lower that left knee, turn the top of the left foot over, and lean into that left hand. So you take most of the weight in the left arm and place your right hand on your inner right thigh, kind of right by your knee. If you can, turn your ankle so that you're on the outer edge of the right foot, so your right ankle is getting long. If that feels weird or awkward, don't do it. Use the right hand. We're going to try to press our chest away from our right thigh and our right thigh away from our chest. If you're on the outer edge of your right ankle, you'll get a little more space, but if that doesn't feel good, don't do it. Just go to an edge where you're getting a little hip opener, little heart opener without pain. So just breathe. And then bring the knee back to center, put the sole of the foot back on the mat if it was off. We're going to back off that left hip flexor a little bit, reaching our sits bones back, and lift that left heel up and see if you can grab onto the top of the left foot. I like to inch my fingertips kind of towards my ankle and then flex my foot, so I've got a bit of a handle to hold on to. And then you're going to slowly press into that left hip flexor and lift your chest. And if that doesn't feel comfortable, you can always come back to hold on to your toes, or you can let go of your foot altogether. But it's kind of the same idea. You're trying to open your heart towards the sky, getting a stretch through the left quad, but also getting that heart opener in that back bend. And then go ahead and release the foot. Hands back down. We're going to step back to a plank. And then we're going to change sides. So bring your left foot on the outer edge for your left side of your mat. Drop that left knee. Drop the top of the right foot. Put your weight more into your right hand and take your left hand inside your left thigh. If you're working with your ankle, you can go to the outer edge of the left foot. If you're not, that's fine. You could even take a little bit wider stance if you want. And we're going to press into that left thigh and open the chest, open the heart, lift the gaze. And bring that foot back to flat if it wasn't before. This is where we back off our hip flexor a little bit. so that we can grab onto our right heel with our left hand. So you're gonna lift that right leg up, grab your right foot. If an ankle grab is comfortable for you, you can flex your foot so you've got a little more hold, or just hold onto your toes. I'm gonna just hold onto my toes this time. Press through that hip flexor. Open the heart towards the sky. Can I stretch that left quad? And just make sure you're breathing your Ujjayi breath, long inhale, long exhale. All right, go ahead and release. So release your foot, gently of course, hands inside that left foot. We'll step back to plank and then press up to downward dog. Let's slowly walk our hands back towards our feet. Bend your knees and let's round all the way up to standing. And roll your shoulders up towards your ears, back and down. Up towards your ears, back and down. So we're gonna go into tree pose today. Sort of an old favorite, but let's just see how our balance is today, how our proprioceptors are working. Those are the nerves that connect your brain with your feet and help you with your balance, your place in the world. So lift and spread your toes, get some grounding, set your gaze on a fixed point in front of you, and then reconnect to your breath. So take note, the breath moves up and down. It's your center of gravity, it's your point of balance. If you fall, you return to the breath, you return to the gaze, and you take your balance again. When you're ready, right leg comes up. Sole of the foot either goes inside the right thigh or left thigh or the left calf, not your left knee. So experiment with what works for you. You can hold on to your ankle, or you can balance hands together at your heart. Inhale the fingertips skyward. You open them out. Lift the heart. You can keep your gaze steady, but you can really lift that heart up in that really nice open feeling. And then bring your hands back together, down, back to your heart. And then join your hands at your hips. Extend that right leg out in front of you, pointing the toes skyward. Stay engaged for your core, navel's drawing in, shoulders are drawing away from the ears, crown of the head reaching up. And then with control, bring your leg through your center, point your toes behind you. Drop your chest as you lift your right heel up. You can either stay here or you can go into the full expression of Virabhadrasana C by reaching the arms forward. Wherever you are, see if you can lift your navel into your spine, really locking in your balance. And then come on back up to an upright position, arms to your sides. So same thing on the left side. So again, lift and spread your toes, and wake up your feet. I'm going to shift the responsibility to the right foot, so really ground through that foot. Set your gaze, reconnect to the breath. When you're ready, the left leg comes up, goes inside the right thigh or the right calf. Inhale the fingertips skyward. Open the heart, lift the heart. Hands back together, palms to your chest. Hands to your hips, extend that left leg out in front of you, keeping the left toes reaching skyward as you draw the navel back towards the spine. And then with control, bring the leg through the center. Point your toes behind you. Lowering the chest as you lift that left heel. You can stay here or move into your full expression. Come on back to standing. Arms to your sides. So come up to the top of the mat, palms together at your heart. Let's just revisit our intention, our dedication, check in with our breath. And just do a little personal check-in. How are you doing? Exhale the arms to the sides. Inhale, arms reach up, look to your thumbs. Fold at the waist, drop the head. Inhale, long spine, look forward. Exhale, plant the palms, step or jump to your plank position. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward dog or cobra. Back to downward dog. Send that right leg up towards the sky, pointing the toes. And then draw the knee towards the chin, hollow out the belly. And then turn your knee towards the right side of your mat, your foot towards the left side of your mat, and find your way into pigeon pose. Be gentle with yourself, ease into this pose. Try to find a comfortable place to be. If this is too much for your knee, you can always bring your foot right underneath your pelvis, or you can always do Baddha-Konasana like this, double. So gauge where you are. You can use your breath as that guide. Find a place that works for you. I like to open my pigeon first by finding kind of where my legs should be and then lifting my heart, really grounding down into my hips. So working on that hip opener, lifting the heart. And then from there I walk forward. So you can do any variation of this that works for you. You can come to your forearms. If that feels like enough on your hip, that's where you want to be. Or you can come all the way down to your chest. You can put your forehead on the mat or your left cheek. And then just see if on the exhale you can use gravity to help you settle and sink into your hips. And then come on up. And from here, we're going to bring that left leg around and try to stack our knees in Gomukhasana. So if your knees can't stack one or the other, that's totally fine. You can be upright. You can even be over on the side of the knee. So find a place that works for you and then add on as you'd like. So I'm going to suggest that you reach the right arm up. The left hand, we're going to reach up behind our back, between our shoulder blades. So see how that feels. See where you can put that left hand. Maybe you can reach down and grab your fingertips of your left hand with your fingertips of your right hand. This is a great tricep stretch, which I'm sure you're feeling the right tricep. You can lift your chin, lift your gaze, and get even a little bit more of a tricep stretch. And you can stay here. Or if you want to add hips into that stretch, you can fold over that left thigh and let your torso rest on the left leg. Just make sure you're breathing with every step, every transition. Make sure that's with the breath so you know where you are in pose. And come on up. And go ahead and release your grasp. We're going to do our little fun pretzel twist. So it's really easier than you think. Your feet are going to basically stay in the same position, but you're going to come to the balls of the feet. You're going to lift yourself up off the mat. And your feet stay in position, and you walk yourself in a little circle. And then you end up in that exact same position, but with the other leg on top. So hopefully that all worked for you guys. So again, just take some inventory. How does your hip feel? My right hip's a little tighter, so this is a harder side for me. I'm going to make some adjustments and kind of wiggle around and see what I can do. Start with the left arm from the top. The right hand is going to come from the bottom and go up your lower, or up your back, maybe between your shoulder blades. And then you can take that left hand and reach down and so you can grab onto something, maybe your fingertips, maybe your shirt, something that you can hold on to maybe. If not, just press your palms into your back to get some traction. Then from there, you can lift your chin, lift your gaze, get a little extra stretch through the tricep. And if you want to move into the hips a little bit more, you can fold over that right leg and you can lower the chest down. And then come on up. And now the fun part is we're going to swing the right leg around and we're going to be in pigeon pose on the left side. So you just came full circle. So again, make your adjustments. If you want to bring your foot more under your pelvis so that your knee is more upright to take some pressure off, go for it. If you want a little bit more opening, this side is a little more open for me, so I like to open up my leg a little bit. And find some opening. Lift the heart, lift the chest, lift the gaze. And then from here, you can walk forward to your forearms. You can come all the way down to your chest. Arms out in front of you. You could even turn your right cheek to the mat. The key here is to use the exhale to sink into the hips. Trying to find some type of rest here. Come on up. We're going to swing our right leg around to join the sole of our left foot and just lay on our backs. And clasp your hands together. Place them behind your head. You want them at the base of the head, just above the neck. And then let the head hang really heavy in the hands. So your neck is totally relaxed. And then bring your elbows around your head, cradling your head. Don't use your neck at all, just use your arm strength and lift your head off the mat. And gently curl your chin to your chest. And gently lower the head down. Release the hands, bring them down, and place your palms underneath your upper thigh, right next to your hips. And from here, we're going to just lift our pelvis up. Press the soles of the feet into each other. So really pressing, engaging those inner thighs. Lift the pelvis up. Lift the heart up. You can press into the backs of the arms, opening the chest. And breathe. And slowly lower down. Go ahead and close your knees together. Make yourself into a little loose ball. Give yourself a hug. Gently rock side to side. Take inventory. How do you feel? Compare it to the beginning of class. Just get a little awareness about what happened in your body in the last hour. And hands behind the thighs. Let's rock through the length of our spine. And come on up to a seated position. Find a comfortable seated position if there is one for you. You can also take your meditation lying down. You can be against a wall with your legs up, whatever works for you, what feels comfortable. I like to take seated wrists against my knees, joining my index finger and thumb together, Yoga Mudra. I invite you all just to close your eyes and rest your internal gaze at your third eye. Join your tongue at the roof of the mouth just behind the front teeth, and use these two postures to hold your mind at rest, watching your breath. And join your palms together at your heart. I invite you to hold one thing in your mind you feel grateful for today. Go ahead and release your meditation. You can keep your eyes closed if you'd like, and just straighten out your legs and find rest in Shavasana. Lie flat on your backs, palms facing up in a receptive pose to receive the effects of your practice today. If lying on your back doesn't feel good, lay on your side or find a comfortable place to rest. Take a deep breath and bring your awareness back to your space. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring life back to your limbs. Gently roll your head side to side. Awaken your spine. When you're ready, draw your knees up and roll off to one side. And then press yourself up to an upright position. Namaste.